Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to day 89 of commercial diving school. Today was our first day that we started hard hat diving since we've gone to Ocala. Today was also our deepest dive that we've been to. We went to 50 feet today in the hard hat, and it's also the first day that we got to go in our dry suits. So I'm going to tell you all about that in today's video. So, like I said, we got to do all that. Today was a super long day. I know I'm tired. My neck's like sore from the hard hat. I don't know what was going on with it. It was like, I don't know, pushing on my head. But the type of hats we're using are different from the ones in Jacksonville. They're actually Kirby Morgan 77s. So they're really nice though. They're really good quality. Um, they worked perfectly. I didn't have any issues with mine. The Snoopy, which is the like lining in the hat, that is kind of like a cushion. It was like perfect size for me. It wasn't too loose and or too tight. And but the nose blocker that helps you clear, it was like pushed up right up against my nose, and I didn't know you could like pull it out even further, so I was like uncomfortable at first. I didn't know why, and then I actually like pulled it out a little bit, and I was actually fine. But anyways, yeah, the first dive, we started off really early this morning. We started off at 6:45 instead of 8 like we normally do here in Ocala. And that's because we're hard hat diving. It's to get everybody through with 2 dives. To get it done by the end of the day, we got to start early. So they also say if you're on time, you're late. So I showed up at 6:40 and they're like, oh, you're late. And I was like, I'm actually 5 minutes early, but if you're on time, you're late. And along with that, this morning, the first group Alpha, because we have Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, they went first. So my group had to be dressed in their wetsuit, because the first dive we did today was in our wetsuit. We had to be dressed by like, I don't know what's early, like I think they wanted you there probably like 6:35, which is pretty early. So you gotta basically eat breakfast at 6 and be dressed out, ready to go. And it was freezing cold this morning. I don't know what the temperature exactly was, in the 30s or 40s, but it was definitely cold this morning. And today was the first day it actually ended up warming up to in the 60s. So that was pretty nice that we finally had some warmth today. But anyways, hard hat diving is kind of is a lot different than scuba, where you kind of switch gears. Everything's kind of fast paced. You gotta basically hot swap, which is basically when one diver gets out of the water, you use the same harness. So you basically take one arm out, and the next diver kind of puts their arm in, and when you're getting out, they're getting in at the same time into the harness itself. And that harness has the bailout bottle on it and everything. And then you go over, and then you get the hat up, hook up your umbilical so you can get in the water. So it's all fast paced. Everybody is kind of relying on each other to change out quick, because the first divers go in, and when they're getting their bottom time in the water, other people are changing and getting into their suits. And then when those divers come out, those divers go in, and it's kind of like these divers that came out of the water, they got to go change into their regular clothes, their jeans and whatnot, and then the guys that need to dive still have to get changed into their suits. So it's all swap. Everybody's like, trying to get changed basically the whole day. But anyways, how it kind of works, like the layout If you guys don't know what the 40 Fathom Grotto is yet, definitely Google it. 40 Fathom Grotto, Ocala, Florida, or DWTC, Deepwater Training Center at CDA, Commercial Diving Academy, Technical Institute. Definitely Google it, look it up. It's a sinkhole. It's about, I would say, 100 or more feet wide, and it's 240 feet to the bottom, and it's completely filled with clear water, and that's what we're diving in. So it's clear water. It's definitely different than Jacksonville, like 180 degrees like different than Jacksonville. We're diving in the river. The only thing that was clear there was a pool, and that was like 8 feet deep. And now we're diving, 50. We're gonna be diving 132, 165. So it's completely different. But basically, how it's set up is the supervisors are our instructors. So they're in the dive shack. They're watching the monitors that are showing them video feed of the cameras that are on some of the hats. Not every hat has a camera because you don't need that many cameras, but some of the hats do. So you always dive with somebody that has a hat so that they can monitor everybody in the water. They're also on radios, so they're talking to basically both diving stations. And right now we're diving with 2 stations. I think station 5 and station 1, and one's on this side. Like if you're standing at the dive shack, you can see dive station 5 to your left and dive station 1 to your right, or it's swapped. I can't remember, but anyways, one's to the left, one's to the right, and then there's 2 people on comms at each station. So see one guy on his comm box, and then another guy, and then 2 more guys on your left, and then you have tenders in front of that. So there's basically 4 tenders for the 4 divers on each side. So 8 divers in the water at a time. And when you're a diver, you basically hat up and jump in like normal, and then you kind of wait on the surface until everybody is ready to go down, and then you start making your descent down to the 20-foot platform. Now for the 50-foot dive that we're doing today, we basically did almost the entire dive. It was for an hour. We did almost the entire dive at 20 feet. The last, I don't know, maybe less than 10 minutes of the dive, we went down to 50 feet, and in our wetsuit, it did start to get colder at 50 feet rather than 20. But it was really nice. It was really cool. There's tons of fish. I don't know if I told you guys that yet, but there is tons of fish in the 40 Fathom Grotto. I was even still at one point, like just sitting there, and a fish came up and like swam right next to the glass of my viewport, and I was just watching him. And I kind of named him Brave because he was all by himself, and he was super brave to come up to me and not get scared and swim away like all the other scaredy fish. But anyways, you go down to 50 feet, and you're basically there a few minutes for the rest of the dive. And then we did do decompression stops. We stopped when we were ascending at the end of the dive. We stopped at 30 feet for 1 minute, and then we went up to 20 feet for 3 minutes, and then we went up to 10 feet for 5 minutes. And then once you're done with that, you come up to the surface, do your hop swap with another diver, and then before you go change out, like you're all soaking wet, you just got out, it's super cold, it's in the morning, it's like 8 a.m. and it's like 40 degrees out. You have to wait until all the divers are in the water, and you can only go 2 at a time to go change. So 2 divers can leave to go get changed. Once those guys are, they only have 10 minutes to change, by the way, and you have to be back or you get a tardy. And also, I wanted to talk about the second dive. The second dive was another 50 foot for 60 minutes, but this time we were in our dry suit. So after lunch, we had to be dressed out at 12:30, and then Group Alpha, my group, went first again, and I think I was one of the first guys had it up, or I was the first guy had it up in the dry suit and in the water. And the dry suit is definitely different. I would say it doesn't keep you completely dry. A little bit of water does get into it, but it's pretty cool because the center chest piece, it's an inflator, so you basically push it and air from the hat goes through a hose and basically fills up your dry suit. And then you have a vent valve on your shoulder, and you can push it and you can release some of the air. But as far as how it works, is kind of like the whole thing is a onesie. So basically the whole thing is connected, and so are your boot, like your feet are connected like a onesie. And so due to pressure, your toes get compressed, like almost like a vacuum seal. Like you would put, food into, a vacuum seal or a space bag, and you would suck out all the air. That's how your toes basically are because of the dry suit, and it hurts. And the deeper you go, the more it squeezes your toes. And after a while, after an hour, it doesn't feel very good. And I can't imagine what it's going to be like for us at 165 feet, but I imagine it's going to hurt and not feel good at all. But, and then the actual air, so it's not in our feet, it's actually up in our shoulders. And when you raise your arms, it can come out like your sleeves and just bubble out of your suit. But definitely different, really cool. It was definitely a little bit warmer with the dry suit, but we definitely looked like really, really awesome, like in our dry suits. And the hat, I could have never imagined doing this before I came here. It was that crazy to of a sight to see. But anyways, that was basically our day today. I know I'm tired, and we have to, get going tomorrow morning at 6:40 in the morning, doing 2 more dives. Tomorrow we're actually going to 132 feet for our first dive, and then our second dive in the afternoon, we're doing a 70-foot dive. So if you're interested in hearing about that, definitely stay tuned for tomorrow's video. But anyways, that's all I got for you guys in this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and leave any comments or questions for me down below. I hope you guys have a great one, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.